Vlasic finished the game with an assist, +2, 22-17 of ice time, 3 hits, 3 shots, and was on the ice as the Leafs were trying to come back, showing that he has full trust of Luke Richardson. And the other candidate, Corey Perry, with a goal, +1, 5 hits, 2 shots, 17-33 of ice time, getting into it with Ryan Reeves, giving it to the Toronto fans after he scores on a breakaway. And before we move past it, that Corey Perry breakaway, which looked like a video game glitch, he was so open.
Yeah.
That was a stretch pass from the goal line to the opposite blue line by Alex Vlasic over the stick of Mitch Marner, who's one of the better defending forwards in the NHL. What a brilliant pass by Alex Vlasic, and the best game he's had in his career. Alex Vlasic is our top defensive D-man. Corey Perry is still a saint, and our depth came up huge tonight. Our D kids all looked pretty damn solid. Let's go Hawks.
Vlasic, I said it on Twitter. We said it here watching the game. No concerns about him.
No.
Yet this season. Like,
No, he's just
camp, preseason, the first 4 games, I've seen nothing that makes me worry about him.
He's not only an NHL defenseman, he's a top pairing NHL defenseman right now.
Yeah, he's not playing with Seth Jones by default.
No.
Like, he's earned that position.
It just seemed that every time the Blackhawks needed a defenseman and stick to get in the way, there was number 72.
Yeah.
All night long.
Using that length and that reach.
And then that pass to Perry was just
great play.
It was interesting. Darren Pang mentioned how Vlasic's feet are always a 10-2. And I've noticed that about him. Like, he skates like with his feet like a duck. And I think what that does is it allows him to kind of box guys out.
Yeah.
Like, it allows him to be strong on his skates, strong on his base. And, I mean, he's 6'6", so not many people are getting around him anyway. But I thought it was interesting that Darren Pang pointed out, because I had noticed that about Vlasic. I thought maybe it's just because he's such a big guy that he kind of has to position himself that way. But if we see Panger at the opener on Friday, I'm going to ask him about that specifically. Like, what does that mean when you mentioned the 10-2? What kind of a bit, like, what is that advantage for a defenseman? I thought it was really interesting because it's something I had noticed watching him in practice and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
usually behind the net, he does that.
When you're a defenseman of that size, you got to use it to your advantage. You don't want to be 6'6" skinny.
Yeah, right.
You know, so having it wider makes it, you know, yeah, exactly like you said. It's to box out people and doing it behind the net. There's only so much space there. So if you're 6'6" and you can, you know, square up your legs, as I spread on camera, square up your legs like that, you're basically making it so no one can get around you behind the boards.
It's after 9 p.m. It's all right.
That's true. So I mean, it's a good technique to have, and you know, you see guys like with Bedard and Crosby. That comparison was made early on in during the first game about how they skate wide and they use their lower body to create space. So it's great to see a guy like Vlasic who, even at when he was drafted, you know, the talk about his mobility and his skating ability was already like, hey, like, yeah, he's 6'6", but he's not a giraffe on skates. Like, he can move pretty well. So that's developed over time, which is great to see. So yeah, no concerns about him. Korchinski had a really good game tonight, too. Like, he was active in the offensive
national
zone.
praise. A lot of eyes on this game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Matt Larkin mention how good Korchinski looks. Like, there's a lot of people.
Well, Toronto is the center of the hockey world, right?
I mean, it is.
It's Chicago, my friends.
It shouldn't be, but it is. They haven't won since '67.
We all silly like the mayor.